Well, hello, and welcome. This is Jolene with a Jewel Design, and it's a Saturday night edition of Saturday Night Showcase. So I'm showcasing, of course, some of the lovely journals that are in the Etsy shop at this time that are handmade by myself, and giving you an update of the newest thing that we finally finished up, and of course some pieces that have been sitting in the shop that maybe, being new to me, you wouldn't be aware that are there. So though I'm Jolene Burt, a jeweled design, which is gosh, I hate the glare, the digital side, there we go, of the business that creates a lot of these sets you see in front of me. Not this one I bought, but these two and this one have digital kits from me that I created the journals with from a jewel design, etsy.com. And you can buy worldwide my digital papers and ephemera that you can then print on your own and create all these lovely journals at your own leisure. But I have to create with them. I've printed these things out. Got to do something with them. But the handmade items themselves are housed in the other side of the shop. Me and Lorette at Vintage Paper Girl have the design, journal, and supply Etsy shop. So this is the handmade items, the ephemeras, the not so much fussy cuts, but all the little things, the ephemera pieces, the journals, and then the supplies that you need to make it yourself. So when you watch myself in Vintage Paper Girl, we give you ideas and things to do. And so, you can make your own things with the supplies that we can provide you with. So either way, you can go to either shop and get what you need. So just in case you need a quick project, you get the supplies or the digitals. And if you need a quick gift, maybe you don't have the time to make a journal, or you like the direction we went with one of our journals, and you're like, why do I want to struggle with that when I can buy it and get it to our favorite loved ones? Sometimes, like any profession, we make for everybody else, but we don't make for ourselves. So sometimes it's great to buy someone else's work so that we can enjoy it and not have to go, guys, I still have to make it before I can even get to working on it. And I think it happens with a lot of us. We make these things, and the last thing we want to do is work in it because, God, all we've done is, design in it. It's taken us forever, and we're like, ugh, I'm done. I mean, I did it myself. I created this cute little monthly journal. I got to about day 11 writing in it, and I just never got back to it. So I feel like now I just need to go back and just, maybe not so much date it, but like just reflect on the end of March and my birthday, and just sort of fill it in real quick, because I took the time to make this cute little monthly journal, little day in a glance. But by the time you're done with this and everything else, you're like, do I really want to write in it? I don't have any time. So being able to purchase someone else's work sometimes, it just makes it so much easier. So we're going to go through what's in the shop right now. Some of the things are in the shop, and of course my newest creation. So we'll start with the newest thing, and then we'll go backwards. How's that? Why not? So this is our large watercolor floral 3-inch hardback cover. Cat, hold on. She has to be such a nuisance, huh? Give me 1 second to take care of that ordeal. It never fails, right? You're trying to do something and someone has to interrupt. Okay, so anyway, this lovely 3-inch watercolor floral 4-signature journal is now finally finished, right? We used a huge doily, which was probably the perfect size to be a placemat on a table, but I only found the one, so, I was like, okay, let's do something else with it. It's a collaged press board, probably cereal box cover with a doily over it, and then we collaged another doily and a lovely felt floral piece, added some hardware, words, pearls, more lace, all that jazz, but it is 4 signatures sewn in. I did a 3-part sew-in. Okay, nice and beautiful cover, really simple, but it's summery, it's bright without being obnoxious. Gotta love it. When we folded it up and over, it gave us a doily pocket. You have fun post-its on both inside covers. So if you want to work your way through this and you want to remind yourself that you want to do something, you can pull a post-it off and put it on a page to remind yourself to insert a photo or a piece of memorabilia, or hey, I want to journal this on this day. Okay. Now these are two different types of signatures in this journal to get us everything we needed. I had this lovely watercolor summer kit, but not enough to do 4 signatures, not enough to really fill 3 inches worth. And I didn't really feel like cutting. I found a bunch of 8.5 by 14 pieces of coffee dyed and tea dyed, eco dyed papers in my stash, and I thought, well, why cut those down, right? So let's make some really large journal pages that are great to simply just journal on. And then we have the more digital fun pieces that would be, you could write on them, you could memory keep on them, we could do our usual ephemera, right? We have all these lovely pieces and areas, right, to write on. We stenciled things, we collaged things and made master boards. But the nice thing is these journal cards, you can write on this. So we didn't lose the page. When we did things, we made sure everything was writable. And here's a great place so whoever owns this can write their name on it. Lace, dangles, all kinds of fun things. Different papers. But plenty of writing space. I mean, this thing is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10, 8, 9, 10, 8, 9, 9. So it's 18, it's 36. So 36, we have 72 in the 2 signatures, and I think it's like 56 in the other one. So it's like 120 pages plus that you could write in this. This is definitely a longer term. You could get a couple months out of it, or really have a great summer and really, write anything and everything in memorabilia. But we have, these are press boards, but, you can still write on them. You can put a little coffee dye on them if you want and then write on them. Totally doable, right? We had a lot of fun with laces and doohickeys and papers and things. But everything, I tried to put something in almost every pocket. And I tried to, do a little decorating so it wasn't, nothing was too bland. But it is my journal, it is my kit. So if I wanted to just simply give you a cutout, a piece of ephemera and hand it to you, well, I could, right? I did work on this. It is don't think I made it a series, but we do have quite a few videos on it. So, I love this page. This was my tag page. We did a double corner stackable here, and I put the floral tags in there. Great. So yeah, a lot of things in here. We worked on it. This wasn't, I did this as a short, just laying out pieces. Again, just all these little goodies. Some of these things we did when we were decorating the master boards. We did it that way. So as I was, going along, I just decorated them up. It whites out a little bit, but everything's sort of stenciled and not what on the back, because this is one of those kits where I forgot to print on the back before we cut them out, so I had to do a lot of stencil work, which is okay. So this was actually an envelope. This was my clutch envelope, I believe, that I just cut up and restacked it. I took all the elements, cut it apart, deconstructed it, and then made it a, 1, 2, let's see what to do. 1 pocket, 2 pocket, 3, and then I took one more piece and made it a side pocket. So instead of going 4 deep and you couldn't see what was tucked inside, I did one of them as a side piece. So very fun on that end. All right. So yeah, 36 here, 36 here, and then like I said, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's 12, it's 24. 24 and 24 is 48, so maybe not 50. Why did I think 50? I don't know. Yeah, 3, 4, 5, and 6, 12. I may have taken one out. Yeah, 12 is 24. So that's 48 and 56. So a little over 100 then. Okay. I don't know. Maybe one of these pages has more. I was like, But we had fun with another piece that was tea-dyed in the lace concepts, and we turned them into pockets, right? Front or back. So this one has this lovely piece here where we have a long bookmark, right? Again, you can write on it. Tucked into this one, we did glue it right here and here, and then this was more of a fun tuck, right? So we got, and these are all pretty much, for the most part, right? Another little place to hide memorabilia for your memory keeping, but for the most part, this was simply just, I didn't do anything to the rest of the pages. A front, a little inside. That was it. We didn't do anything else with them. I want to make sure you had all the writing space possible. We took a 3-part tag that we kept intact, and we made it sort of interactive, right? A pocket with another card in it. This is just decorative on the front. It's a tight fit. There we go. We have another large, this would be more of a bookmark. It's just a part of what was left over from the writing board. And so, but you can write here, you can write on here, you can write on the card, of course, and then this is totally writable, right? So there's that very lovely piece all decorated. But everything, this is probably one of the few pieces that it has nothing going on. Nice and simple for you to write on. You had a few here and there that I was like, hey, it's okay. But everything has a little something, has lace or little taggy corner. We put, you know, fussy cuts to make little tabs, and we did lace. And this is another cute, this is, you know, this just sort of roams around. You could probably hide a little date or note on it. All right, you can write on here, and then you have this tiny little book inside. You could put little photos in it. You could do like little mini Polaroids, do a little photo book, tucked in nice and cute. More cards. I decided to match, not match, but do some matchy like we did on the other side. Everything just has something in it, I hope, right? I had tried to create some pockets, tried to create some ephemera. Cute to write on. Again, all the back to write on. Just because we had a decorative page does not mean it didn't have something you could write on. So there's a lot of writing space in here. Now this one, instead of in the front, we have it on the inside. And you have two large journal cards here. So I didn't want to waste any of the paper, but I definitely wanted to give you guys continuous writing space. So you could write on here, write all up in here, and continue on here. You could put the photos on this page, right? That you can pull out. You can see the photo with a note on it. The writing was behind it. Got cute little appliques down here, the three budded rose appliques, all that jazz, right? So we just keep going. So plenty of space. And then you do have your large writing board. Nice and matches the inside cover. Nice and simple. Both of them, I didn't do much to it, so you didn't have any issues with writing, but this is pretty. You could then just flip it around and you would use it. Like say this is, you know, you're going along and you're like, okay, well, I can't write on, you know, whatever page because, oh, this is too bumpy. So I'm going to go here. Okay, let's go here, and okay, now I can smoothly write on the page, right? It's to help you sort of navigate the bumpy areas for the next page that you want to write on. So I decided that our writing board needed to be collaged with the same papers that we used on the inside of the cover, which were our main pieces for the outside. So mostly blue here, some mostly blue back here, so on and so forth. So at the front, you have room to add some of your own memorabilia, or you can move the writing board to the front. And at the back, and again, some more pretty. This is pink and white. Like Fleur de Lis Damask Post-its. Found them in my stash, and I was like, oh, they're so cute. They sort of go. I love it. So you got some Post-its. You have dangles and pretties everywhere. Large journal cards, bookmarks, lace, all kind of fun goodies. So I thought I'd make it fun. It's not really a waterfall feel, but I mean, it wasn't created as a waterfall journal. But because of the long signature, you definitely have sort of that in and out rhythm. And it's just great. I mean, like I said, over 100 pages to write on, you know, over a dozen pieces of ephemera in here tucked in to also write on. So it is a definitely great summer from here on out. May, June, July, August. It's a great bright colored summer journal to work on for this year. And I think it's just so pretty. And it's, you know, you could stand it upright easily on your desk and your wherever. You know, you have all these pretties you can see on the top, which is always fun. And then the laces, of course, on the side. So, and it will be sewn, tied shut with a piece of crinkled ribbon or sari silk. So I haven't decided which color yet to do. So that'll be the final touch. Final touch will be a bow here to keep it closed if you want. You could wrap it around. You could do whatever, but I'll make sure you have some material to play with. So this will be up in the shop as the summer watercolor 3-inch 4-signature summer journal. Okay. I will get the exact link down below, of course, when I have this listed for tonight. Down below will be all 4 listings individually. You can go straight to any one of these journals and look at them directly with it, you know, more photos, but there is definitely creation of this in the past few months of how we did the cover and whatnot. So anything I decorated or did the cover for, hopefully it's in there if you wanted to see a little bit more, but hopefully this was a great presentation for you to see. Then I've had also, we have the Welcome to the Garden gated notepad. The Skinny Traveler's Notebook. It is, surprisingly, 60 pages. It is 4.5 by 11 inches. It's a skinny notebook and ephemera. We have all kinds of fun things. Got a little space to write whatever you want on the front, whatever, what's the word, keyword, who it belongs to, whatever you want. We've got lace, we've got butterflies. I did glue all that down. I was sure, did I tuck any of that? Nope, this is all glued down. Okay, so nice and pretty, but nice and tall, 11 inches, really skinny. This kit had both vertical and horizontal. We're going to use the horizontal ones in the newest journal that we'll be working on next week. I'm so sorry I didn't get to it this past week. Things got crazy. So the goal is to have that journal being worked on next week, and it'll be in the shop within a week or two. But today we are showing the long notebook version. Has long journal cards and journal tags in it, all tucked in different ways. So this was fun because when I created it, I pretty much created the ephemera at the time to go with the skinny, right? That was the goal. That was the thought. Here, it's like I can't get that. And there we go. And I can tuck it all the way down. You can barely see it, or you can bring it up a little bit. But I liked having that cute little belly band to hold it all in place so it didn't get floppy. But this again has nice long journaling pages, other fun pages in it. And then when you still have all the space to write on, you still have journal cards, tucked in. I used a large brick beige backing so that it's still easy to write in. And this one's pretty simple, nice and easy, right? Nothing too intense. It's just a great notebook. You could write your favorite summer things in it. You could still do sort of like a monthly ordeal. 60 pages, so quite a few that are very writable still. Yeah, that we have those. We have this. I mean, right here and right down into here. Right, everything is pretty writable. I wanted it to be a pretty easy notebook to put in all your favorite summer list your favorite videos, movies, places to visit, where you visited. You could put a bunch of glue down a bunch of photos and, tags and tickets and, all those lovely things saying, hey, this is what we did this summer. Get a beautiful, this one's wonderful. This was fun. It had a little bit of a 3D effect over the original to continue on. We cut this image in half, so you have this printed here, but I went ahead and did more of a 3D, and we did, you can just barely tell, but we have it repeated over here, even though that's not how it was printed. Isn't that fun? Because when you do this is on the other side. You can't see it. So we did a continuation on that page. There are videos of this too, quite a few months back, of me creating this and some of the fun things like those middle sections where I wanted to show, sort of a continuation feel. My Porch Prince does things like that. And so she gave me that inspiration months ago. But we just created a lot of little pockets and pages and things to write on. But kept a nice simple notebook with some ephemera in it. So then here's the other side. And you open it up and you have little flowers actually hidden, right? So on this side, so this is the other half of the page. And we just cut this out on cardstock, glued it down, and gave it a little peekaboo door feel, right? 60 pages to write on, tags and cards to continue on with. I actually did try to match these up most of the time. You had the same color on one side or the other. Fun little pieces of paper, and then on the back side you have the same. So instead of going down, you pull it down, tuck it back in. You have here, tuck it back here, and then surprisingly, them notches don't always work in your favor, do they? There we go. You have more things actually tucked in here. You actually have 3 more little pieces you could pull out, and are all tucked in using butterflies and half circles. Isn't that cute? They all work together. And I think I put those on the wrong side. Oh my God, I think I put those on the wrong side. There we go. There we go. Isn't that just pretty? So beautiful, simple, soft back. This was, this is just 2 pieces of paper actually. 2 32-pound paper. We used the grosgrain type trim all the way around to sort of make it a little tighter, and put cute little corners on the cover. So it's a nice, simple, lightweight, little long, but on a good hobo, boho, not hobo, wrong word. Good, I'm so sorry. Boho, large summer bag. This would fit in nicely, and you could take it with you, and you could journal in it as you got through your day, take your lunch break, and you could totally journal in what you guys were doing that day on your summer vacation, right? So there's our welcome to the garden skinny notebook up in the shop. Welcome garden. Then for your book lovers out there, we had the book lovers journal kit that I did, quite a large kit. Gail Agostinelli did show it off months ago, years ago, probably over a year, 2 years ago, probably. I've had the kit for a while. The journal, only in the past year or so. But I definitely wanted it out there. Again, it is a, let's see, 64-page journal. It is 6 inches wide, 9 inches tall because of the cover. And it is, this is a thin cardboard pressboard cover. We put papers, and this is actually a printable canvas edition on top of that. So we have a pressboard, we have probably some kind of coffee dyed, and then we have the canvas, and we have, you know, parchment paper and book pages, and we just really layered it up really nicely. So this was a lot of fun to do. And I love the feel of the printable canvas. Oh my gosh, I just love it. Did a little bit of sew work because I thought it'd be fun. It says 64 pages, and there are plenty of little things all tucked inside. All right, so here's a bunch of journal cards left over, or not really left over per se, but they are the double-sided instantly back journal cards, so they're nice and thick, right? Plenty of writing, so you can tuck them in anywhere you want, but they were the ones that were left over that I hadn't tucked in. So I wanted you to have them for extra writing capabilities. But this was something that definitely had writing on top of and around digital space, and then you had writing space. So this is just a corrugated cluster paper clip, right? For decoration and placement, wherever you wanted to deal with that. Again, writing pages, 64 potential writing spots. If it was busy or whatnot, then you had, I did put that, it's super cute. I forgot what I did to half of this, but then you had cute little writing boards and journal cards and whatnot to continue on with the writing. I always feel that if, you know, we cover up a page, it better have some lovely writing capability. And sometimes fancy pages are nice and you just want to look at them. Other times you're like, well, let's put them to good use, right? Clusters, laces, pockets with journal cards. We had a lot of fun with this. I had received some coffee dyed file folder, like tabbed index cards. And so I had a lot of fun when I was doing the whole layers and mesh, and I had a lot of fun with this. I forgot about using, you can use stucco, you can use the patch stuff for holes. It's a great way with certain stencils to create some dimension. Oh, with putty, wall putty, that's what I'm thinking of. And of course I put glitter on it and all that jazz, but lots of writing pages on this one. This was definitely created as a book review, book lover journal kit, something that you like keeping records of what you read for the summer or during the year. So you could write the title, how many pages, who wrote it, and then your review of it, your thought of it. You could do, you know, print out little photos and whatnot, and you could review your favorite books in here. You could have just decided that, no, this is just my, you know, my journal for 2 months because I love reading, and so, you know, I got 64 pages to write on. You can write on the pages, you can, you know, I love the vellum. Oh, that was so much fun. Between the canvas and the vellum with this lovely background page, oh, this is one of my favorites. What's this? Oh, yep, this one you would tie. I tied it, when I was working on my, and again, it's just another thing that opens up and you can write on all of this, right? Or you could glue it down if you wanted and made it a tuck. So it's like some of those other journal cards, you could write and you could tuck away in your own little secret wish list or something of your favorite books, what you would want, your hidden. And then that side had the others. Yep, no, keep thinking they should open up, and no, these are just my really thick journal cards. The joy of the instantly back journal cards is that the way they're done, you cut them, you put them on cardstock, and you fold them and glue them together, so you don't have to print on the back. They're nice and stout. So if you put it on your, like, presentation paper or 32-pound normal paper and fold it, you just have your standard, you know, 65-pound cardstock. But if you do your 65-pound cover stock or cardstock and you glue it back to back, you have a very, very good ordeal. I'm already 24 minutes. I guess I better hurry up. But a lot of tucks and things. Again, more journal cards. I want to make sure that if, you know, we used a page for some reason, you could continue to write on it. So great for your favorite book lovers out there, people who adore their books, a little vintage, a little Jane Austen feel. And then this, you know, all gets tucked in, right? So we've got journal cards in here. We have page flip overs. We have some, my favorite thing to do is the woven strips. I get all these strips. When we cut off all these pages, there's always something left over. And so I love making anything that I can. I think this card, I forgot to cover the back on it. So I went ahead and, you know, decorated it. So more journal cards, tags. And this is my journal card and tag sleeve, and I glued it down, folded it, you glue down the back, and it allows you to have this lovely tuck here to where you could glue down the bottom and tuck it all in. It's to wrap around all your favorite pieces. In this case, we glued it down so that you could just keep tucking things into it. Okay, so this is the Book Lovers standard journal, 64 page, plenty of writing, and all the journal and all the ephemera cards to go with it, and tags and whatnot. And then this one, it was a little fally, and I had it done in time for fall, but it's a gorgeous mushroom kit that I did not design. I cannot remember for the life of me at the moment. If you watch the couple videos that are out there, I do mention who it's from. Somebody new I found. I was looking for a mushroom kit because I did not have one, and I did not want to make one. I did not want to make a mushroom kit. So I went looking for one, and I found this gorgeous mushroom kit. I think she had a couple different things. So I used some of her papers, and I used some of her journal cards. I think I have leftover blues and purple variations of it because there was quite a bit in there. That one of these days I may make a sort of fairy vintage, like fairy moonlight type journal for my daughter. She loves mushrooms and enchanted forests and blues and purples. So anyway, this is a fun piece. This was more of a secretarial piece. This is a mushroom, I think enchanted mushroom, secretarial folio and journal. There we go. It's a big mouthful, but it's a couple different things, right? So it's sort of unusual. You actually open it and flip it out to the right instead of to the left. We used our expanded pocketed file folder that we have in the shop, and I had fun with it. So we have the laces and the covers and all the fun things, but it opens up this way out, and we have pockets here with all kinds of fun folios in it. You keep opening it up here, and these were all the pockets that we cut and glued back into place. Some things I cut off and glued back down. Other things you just keep cutting and folding open. So it's a little notepad here. This is what was across the top, and it now glues down, and it just keeps folding out and folding out and folding out, right? And I made pockets, so everything has something little and cute tucked in to each pocket, so you could pull out and write on it, and do little bits of memory, right? Dates, thoughts, feelings, whatever. Okay, but I loved how this turned out. This was super cool. That was just super fun. We have a piece of paper back here folded in half. We have little guys tucked in down here, which also opens up again. And then there's another, pocket here. But that pocket is actually tucked in here. There we go. So yeah, I goofed on this one. If you watched me, I was supposed to be gluing things down, and I totally forgot. Covered everything up and went, oh, that was supposed to be glued down. So that's okay. It opens up. You see something pretty. You could put photo here. You could put any kind of piece of memorabilia from the day. Put that here. Nice hidden. Little guys tucked in. Here's another pocket with a large journal card. You can tuck more things into it. And then there's just a piece of paper back here folded in half that you can pull out and write in. But all of it keeps tucked in right here. That stays folded. And then you open this up, and we have a nice skinny traveler's notebook, little 3.5 by 8 ordeal. Cute, simple little moments to write on. But I had fun with this because I didn't want to cut everything down, and things fold out. Things fold open so you can have continuous writing. So you're not just stuck with a bunch of itty bitty pages. You do have extended spots that you can write on. So I had a lot of fun with this one where we just folded it in and out in different places. Not everything opens up, but when we do, we get to enjoy that extra space. All right, we got some little pretty gems, but this is seasonal. It can be seasonal if you really wanted something for fall. Someone who loves oranges and browns and, natural colors. Really toned to one, oranges and greens. A little bit of the reddish pinks. Yeah, that one opens up, right? But this was fun just because I just didn't want to make it just a skinny. or semi-skinny traveler's notebook, I wanted to be able to sort of expand the space and really give you, half pages to write on. And even this back page, this back panel can be totally written on. So beautiful little notebook, 24 maybe pages in here, expanded and pulled out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it's 14. So it's 28 tiny pages, but some of these, 28, but some of these expand out double. So you got 28 plus potential pages here, I think, or 24 plus pages to possibly, work with and write on. So it's a cute little book. It's great for, like I said, it's a secretarial, something fun to play with, sits on your desk, all cute. You could tuck things in, certain things you want to always remember. They could be passwords. I don't know. Just make it a fun little decorative thing for your work. If it's something this is very enchanted and you love mushrooms and sort of the vintage feel, it'd be fun to have on your desk to keep records, certain records that you always look at, things that you want to keep track of, and you don't want to have to look at a icky looking, everyday notebook. You could tuck stuff in here and copy and paste and glue things down, rewrite things out, and you could just open it whenever you needed to pull up that information that you need on a daily basis, right? You don't have to memorize any of it because it's all written right here. Just make sure, I guess it's in a safe during the day. No, at night, it's tucked away in a safe. No, I'm joking. Let's see. There we go. And it, ties in nice and neat every day. And away you go. So it's a lovely little piece. If it doesn't hold out, someone this fall will probably grab it. I said it came out sort of late this fall. It's great for fall, but I think anybody who just really loves earth tones and enchanted forests and mushrooms would enjoy this at any time of the year, especially if there's something out there that I actually have a lady in Texas where this I feel would match her decor in her room beautifully. She's made some gorgeous mushroom things for us, and so I thought, I think of her when I look at it, but there are ladies who definitely decor their workspace very much like this, and it just has a wonderful enchanted feeling. So this Secretarial is also up in the shop. So again, all the listings will be down below in the comments, in the description, so that you can see, you can go straight to them, look them up on the Etsy shop. So I try to make it somewhat easier for you guys when I can. But they're up for sale and they need a home. I don't want them sitting here getting dusty forever. I mean, they're always covered up, but I would love for them to find new homes. So it is our Saturday showcase evening. I appreciate you all coming along for this quick, well, not quick, but 30-minute little tidbit showing these off. Every so often I do jump in and go, hey, by the way, don't forget that these are here. And it's they need a new home. Someone needs to come claim them. And of course, the newest one that's finally finished, the large summer journal, our 3-inch 4 signature, 100+ page, stout memory keeping journal for the summer. You have to come get it. So journals, welcoming gates, book lovers, and enchanted mushrooms. So I think a little bit of anything for someone and everyone. And if there is one more, Vintage Paper Girl does have a gorgeous purple folio journal piece in the shop also. So the same design journal and supplies. It's just under her Vintage Paper Girl category. So I have categories for homemade, for design journal and supplies. Okay, which is my things. And then there is a Vintage Paper Girl category down the side. And you can click on that. And she has a beautiful purple kit. But it's beautifully packed up for whoever buys it. So I cannot and will not undo that. I don't want it's so beautifully packed up. So there's a beautiful purple ladies folio piece that if you love purple or you have someone who adores purple, go take a peek at those photos also, because it really is a gorgeous piece. And she makes so few things, and Vintage Paper Girl, when she does put them out, they are unique to her and her work. So you should definitely, take a peek at that one also. So thank you all very much for liking, loving, commenting, joining me tonight, taking a quick Saturday peek. And come Monday, we will be working on the horizontal side of this ordeal. I know, I promised you guys this week if you follow me, but I'm almost there, right? We're going to create the cover, and we are going to work on some of the inside, and we're going to get this going this week so that also can get up in the shop for anybody who wants a smaller, sort of down, 1 month, down and dirty, get it done, beautiful summer kit. So, love you all very much, and we will all talk next week. Bye-bye.